Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome to the OC Health and Education Show on Little Saigon TV. I'm your host, Julie Yip. To us, OC stands for our community because we believe that our community is stronger when we come together. As you know, this is a bilingual English and Vietnamese program dedicated to educating, empowering, and inspiring our community. On our show today, we have the president and the founder of Fish for Life, which is a nonprofit organization that takes children with disability out for an adventure on the boat to go fishing. It's such an important time for us to talk about, water safety, but also when we are out there, making sure we have opportunities for people of all abilities to enjoy the sport. Julie Diệp kính chào quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV trong chương trình Kiến thức y khoa, gia đình và xã hội. Đó là chương trình OC Health and Education. Chương trình đây là chương trình song ngữ. Julie hy vọng Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với quý vị về share với thông tin rất là quan trọng cho quý vị. Hôm nay Julie mời được cái người president với cái founder of Fish for Life, đó là trung tâm non-profit giúp cho mấy em có khuyết tật được một cái cơ hội để cho đi ra ngoài biển và đi fishing. Julie thấy đó là mỗi em nào mà cũng có khuyết tật hay cũng có cái khó khăn gì cũng phải có cái cơ hội để cho giống như em khác. Jim, thank you so much for being here today and for sharing about the great work that you do in the community.
Well, come on, Julie.
Oh, cảm ơn Jim. Thank
you bet. And chào quý vị.
It's so important for you to be part of our community.
You bet. And Julie, thank you for inviting me to be on your show today and to tell your guests all about Fish for Life.
Well, I am so honored to be a part of the Fish for Life family because I know one year you called me and you said, "Hey, Julie, I've got a couple of spots on the boat. Do you know any family with special needs that is deserving?" And I started to tell you that, Jim, there's all these families that I serve and da-da-da. And then I said, "Oh, I have autism and my kids has autism." And you said, "Then why aren't you going?"
Yeah.
And because, a lot of times when we serve others, but we kind of forget to serve our own families and ourselves. So can you tell me what Fish for Life means to you as it serves your spirits and your soul and just everything beyond?
Oh, absolutely. You bet. Enjoy. It's as simple as this. It's a calling. All right. And a little backfill. From 2006 to 2009, I was at the stage of my life where, I had a successful career, but it felt a void. Be like, all right, how can I serve? And I prayed on this. Give me a purpose. And through those years, I was taking a friend of mine's son, Jeffrey. He's got cerebral palsy, speech impediment. He was a box boy at Henry's, now Sprouts. And about every 2 months, I would pick up Jeffrey at work. We would go across the street to McDonald's and just talk about life, and many fishing stories, okay? And so in January of 2009, after lunch, I said, "Jeffrey, let's go do something. What would you like to do?" And he just lit up, said, I'd like to go fishing. So I thought, I can do that. Well, Joy, on the way back to the office is when I had my aha burning bush moment. I mean, I have never experienced anything like it in my life. I had to pull over. I'm crying like a baby. I mean, just overwhelmed. I mean, I didn't hear anything, but it was clear as day. Take a boatload. Take a boatload.
Take a boatload was the message.
I can do that,
Was there a light that shined down on you?
No. It was better than that. The feeling, the overwhelming feeling was just magnificent, And then, but it was clear as day. This is how you're to serve me, God, And so then one thing led to another to evolve into the model that it is today.
So how long has Fish for Life been around?
13 years.
And how many kids do you take out a day, a year? I don't know how many.
Yeah, we have like this year we'll have 4 trips in Dana Point.
Wow.
We'll have 3 trips we're expanding off the East Coast. New Jersey, and that's cool. I had a young Marine back in 2011. His name's Jesse Gamberling Johnson. He went on a trip, and in March of 2020, he gave me a call, and he's from Philadelphia, where I'm originally from, or King of Prussia outside Philly. But he gives me a call and he said, "Hey Jim, it's Jesse. Remember me? Well, I'm out of the Marines, graduated from University of Pennsylvania, and I want to get it going back here." So long story short, he's our executive director for the Eastern region. And he'll be doing the Eastern Seaboard. We're doing 3 trips out of New Jersey. He has one plan that he's planning for Pompano Beach, Florida. And then in October, we have another chapter president, if you will, up in San Francisco. We're going to offer trips there. And then in November, San Diego. And then December will probably be Pompano Beach, Florida. And then we're working on Hawaii.
Wow. You know, Jim,
Aloha.
I'm trying my best to remember all this because I have to also make sure the Vietnamese audience can also get all this information. So I'm going to try my best to recap what you just said. Hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với Jim Holden. Jim Holden là một người CEO and the founder of Fish for Life. Đó là một cái trung tâm phi lợi nhuận giúp cho mấy em có khuyết tật để cho một cái câu hỏi để cho ra ngoài lên fishing boat để cho cái experience giống như em khác thôi. Jim là một người rất là thương mỗi người với mấy em là Jim nói đó là Julie hỏi là tại sao Jim đã tạo ra cái trung tâm đây. Jim nói là hồi xưa Jim cũng làm cái việc thấy cũng có thành công nhiều lắm mà thấy không có cái purpose, không có làm sao mà mình cái cuộc đời cho mình có nhiều cái ý nghĩa hơn. Mà Jim nói Jimmy gặp một em mà bị cerebral palsy mà sau phần nói chuyện với em, Jim nói đó là thấy giống như cái người giống như God nói chuyện với Jim, nó nói là take out a boatload, đó là phải dẫn nhiều người ra trên cái tàu đây để cho cái câu hỏi đây. Mà bây giờ là 13 năm rồi mà Jim nói là in addition to Dana Point về Orange County, bây giờ là expand tới East Coast và Jersey, thêm nữa tới San Francisco, and then hy vọng expand cái program đây tới Hawaii luôn. Mấy năm trước Jim có gọi Julie và nói ok bây giờ Fish for Life muốn hợp tác với OC Autism. Julie có biết em nào mà muốn có cái câu hỏi lên cái boat đây, mà Julie cũng nói cũng có rất nhiều bệnh nhân and rất nhiều mấy em bị tự kỷ. Julie cũng thấy sẽ giới thiệu. Mà lúc mà Julie chia sẻ với Jim về cái câu chuyện của Julie là Julie cũng có tự kỷ, các em tự kỷ. Jim nói tại sao Julie với gia đình không có tới tham dự. Thì Julie cũng nói đó là nhiều lúc mình làm việc trong cộng đồng mình cũng muốn serve others, mình muốn giúp người khác mà mình quên giúp con của mình hơn người trong gia đình của mình. So Jim là một cái người Julie thấy là trước nhất là một người bạn mà cũng thương Julie và cũng ủng hộ cái công việc, thì mình hợp tác rất nhiều chung. Jim, I just want to say, I just add this, but you didn't say it, but I said, I think that you really love what I do and you love me as a human. But more importantly, when we're around you, you show that we're worthy of your time. We're worthy of of receiving this gift that you've given to us. So, when I was there with my family, I'm going to get emotional. I was like, wow, we serve others so much. Sometimes we forget to serve our own children who also have special needs. But I cherish your friendship so much because you remind me to go home and love my family. You remind me to, when we do God's good work, it's also to serve our immediate family before we can serve other people. So thank you for that message and that reminder that we can only be successful when we work together. For you to reach out and say, oh, can you invite some OC Autism family? And I was, suggesting all these families, but you're like, what about your family? And I forgot I was also part of that community.
You bet. And at the end of the day, Julie, there's only one way to serve God, and that's to serve others.
Right.
You're doing it, we're doing it, and there's so many spokes in the wheel of so many noble causes,
Yes.
And at the end, it's all about love, just caring for others,
Yes.
And our program, we're obviously not a cure, but we're just a great day, a great break out in the water for their child to have a blast. And beyond the kids, the chaperones. I mean, you are an angel doing what you do for your child, In chaperones, we see you. We see the love and the compassion that you offer your child. And so it's a way to honor them too, you know. They're so deserving for all the love and support.
Jim, you're an amazing person. After the commercial break, we'll continue our conversation and maybe I won't cry.
Julie cảm ơn quý vị. Hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với Jim Holden. Jim Holden là một người rất là dễ thương cộng đồng, với cũng là nói là đây là cái calling, là giống như ông trời kêu làm là phải làm để cho giúp nhiều người. Julie thấy đó là Jim là một người rất là thương cộng đồng. Về sau vòng quảng cáo, chúng tôi sẽ tiếp tục nói chuyện với Jim Holden, the owner and the founder and CEO of Fish for Life. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV.
Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome back to the OC Health and Education Show on Little Saigon TV. I'm your host, Julie Yip. We're going to continue the conversation with Jim Holden to learn about his great calling, which is Fish for Life, a nonprofit organization that takes kids with disability out for a great day at the ocean. So, Jim, I like the way you said that, because, you know, you're saying very important words to us, that you're creating opportunities, that you're just giving them just one great day. You know, it's just one great day at a time, right? And I think that's very important. I know just before the commercial break, you said something, and I want to kind of reiterate that you said that we are all spokes on this wheel. That, you know, when we're all there and we're working together, we get to move forward together. And, you know, when I do OC Autism or even do this show, I always remind people that OC is not Orange County to me. It's our community. And I have to remind everybody that we're in this together, guys.
You bet.
So let's have a great time, have a great day. Now tell me about your organization. We know that God sent you this message and said, bring a boatload of people out there. But tell me how that started. How did you keep the ball rolling?
Well, Julie, you know, we don't have enough time. So I'm just gonna lay out, hey, this is the current model and how it has evolved to what we do now. Okay. And so first off, we have 100 people aboard each voyage, 30 children, special needs kids, and we have mixed conditions. We have primarily autistic kids, but Down kids, cerebral palsy kids, blind kids, deaf kids. We've had them all, and all are welcome. And then 30 chaperones. They have to have a chaperone.
Okay.
And one chaperone, though, because of the space limited on the boat, just one-to-one. And then we have 40 volunteers.
Wow.
And we use that volunteer base as a platform to then even serve others. So we'll have like non-special needs kids.
Yes.
What a great life lesson for them to break down stigmas about special needs kids and just feel how much they want to be approached and loved. They'll serve appetizers before and after, a nice buffet style lunch. We'll have wounded warriors. We'll have a couple wounded warriors, you know, guys or gals dealing with PTSD, great therapy for them to get out on the ocean, but then to serve and to help out, you know. We've had foster kids, you know, they're coming from some very harsh environments, you know, and wow, to them to come on board and just feel loved as well, you know. And then I've even dealt with the courts, and we've had a couple individuals on each trip, like, you know, struggling with sobriety. And so we'll have them come on board, serve, you know, and I'll make it a point to tell them, say, look, these kids don't have a choice, you do. So come on, man, be the best version of yourself.
So you're making this a teachable moment.
It is among, you know, say, you know, a small group of volunteers that will help serve as well, okay? A subset of volunteers. But then we have fishing team leaders. We've had the best anglers in Southern California, and as well as in Jersey, okay? And then galley crew and food servers, you know?
Wow.
So that comprised you know, it's 100 people per boat. And then the premise behind it is all trips are free, doesn't cost anybody anything, and that includes free tackle, you know, lunch, appetizers, juice bags, sodas, water, And then the Sacramento Fish and Wildlife even give us a free group license. So nobody has to get a fishing license.
That's so great.
Now I can go on. Do you want to explain that?
Oh yeah, I have to. I'm trying to see if I can remember everything. I hope I do you justice. Thưa quý vị khán giả, hôm nay Jim chia sẻ với mình là cái framework của Fish for Life là một cái trung tâm phi lợi nhuận giúp cho mấy em có khuyết tật. Mỗi cái trip là cũng có khoảng 100 người. 30 em có khuyết tật, đó là em bị tự kỷ, bị Down syndrome, bị cerebral palsy, hoặc bị bị blind với điếc, đủ thứ hết. And then cũng 30 người chaperone, thì mỗi em phải có một người trong gia đình hay người nào có trách nhiệm đó để giúp cho em. Mà Jim nói đó là cái chaperone đó là một cái người rất là quan trọng, là mình phải nhắc nhở, đó là họ là cũng có rất giá trị, chứ không phải là chú ý về mấy em không. Có 30 người volunteer, mà 30 người volunteer, 40 người volunteer xin lỗi, là cũng có mấy em làm cho high school, hay mấy em bị trong foster system, Jim nói là wounded warrior, là mấy người đánh giặc before, mà có PTSD, là cũng có bệnh mặc cảm hay bị bệnh tâm lý, thì có một cái câu hỏi cho họ tham dự. Mà Jim nói thêm nữa là cũng có mấy cái người mà trong cái court system, thì Jim sử dụng cái câu hỏi đây để cho giúp người, không phải giúp em tự kỷ không, mà mấy cái người volunteer, để cho họ thấy cuộc đời của họ có rất cái ý nghĩa. I love what you said, that the volunteers that you have, they're also seeing this as a therapeutic experience, and that they can see that they have a lot of purpose in life. And I think what you're doing is, you're not just helping kids with disability, you're helping kids with disability. You're reminding that the caregivers need to be celebrated. Absolutely. You're also reminding that volunteers are not people who have a lot to give, but sometimes that they feel they have nothing else to give but their time. But I love that you remind people that they're worthy. You remind people that they have so much to contribute to the world. Your message is so important, especially in this day and age, when sometimes people lose hope and they lose kind of that meaning and that purpose to live again. How does that make you feel when someone comes back to you, Jim, and tells you how much you have touched their hearts and their lives?
It just fuels the fire. It's what it's all about, is helping others. And Joy, I just love it. And also, too, inspiring others. We have all blessed with a skill set of one type or another. Everybody is capable of helping others.
Yes.
At whatever level. And it doesn't have to be some grandiose production. It could be as just smiling, or,
But that changes someone's life.
Yeah, it can, and how much joy you find helping others versus being just self-centered and just kind of drowning in your own worry and miseries and all that. It's like it's all garbage. Yeah. So this is hopefully to inspire others as well.
Thank you.
But now I'll share with you the model, which is unlike anything in the world. Okay. So again,
the secret ingredient.
Yeah. So again, all trips are free. Guests show up, they all check in, they get t-shirts, everybody gets t-shirts. Then we have a cavalry team, which is a volunteer who brings down these little miniature horses. This Sunday is bringing down a little miniature cow, and they'll meander around. But there's a purpose for that too, especially your low functioning autistic kids coming across the parking lot with some anxieties perhaps,
Yes.
It's like, oh, fun, look at this, So then we have the cavalry team. Then we have an opening ceremony, and that begins with, we use the stern of the boat as a podium. We'll have speakers, we'll have local mayors, we've had, professional ball players, different people, marine biologists, the captain say a few words. Then we have someone say a prayer, and they can say whatever they want, to honor God, and they just have to end with, in Jesus' name we pray, okay? And then after that, a volunteer sings the national anthem to honor our country. And then after that, we roll a red carpet down the gangway and introduce our guests one at a time.
Wow.
With a little bio that they have produced them prior to the trip, and that's adorable. Them coming down and being honored, you know. And we educate the volunteers too, especially like if it's a low-function autistic kid, particularly, and they don't want to be touched, you know, come down, offer them a high five, but if they don't want to, you know, you just wave them on and off you go. And then we board the boat, we create teams, we shove off to the theme song of the Pirates of the Caribbean, we go over to the bait barge, load up on bait, we leave the bait barge, and the harbor master lines up a fireboat to escort us out of the water, putting on a water show and the sirens and all that.
So the trip itself hasn't even started.
Oh, no, no. I mean, it's a fishing trip, but it's a production.
Wow.
Loaded. I mean, it's just loaded with all kinds of features.
So after the commercial break, Jim, you're going to have to continue to tell me about all this. But, you know, Julie, cảm ơn quý vị khán giả. Hôm nay Jim chia sẻ với mình về cái production của Fish for Life. Sau phần quảng cáo, Julie sẽ nói chi tiết thêm. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả ở Little Saigon TV đã theo dõi chương trình hôm nay. Cảm ơn.
Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình. 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome back to the OC Health and Education Show on Little Saigon TV. I'm your host, Julie Yip. Before the commercial break, Jim was able to tell us about his production, about Fish for Life, and the importance of celebrating each individual child who enters the boat. The production is so much more, and the trip hasn't even started. So I'm so excited to learn more about what Jim has offered and has created, and this community that he has created. Julie, cảm ơn quý vị. Hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với Jim Holden. Jim Holden là một cái người founder với CEO of Fish for Life, một trung tâm phi lợi nhuận. Trước phần quảng cáo, Jim có nói rất là chi tiết về cái production của cái Fish for Life. Jim nói đó là trước khi cái trip start, là trước khi em được đi lên cái tàu về, được đi fishing để cho cái ngày tốt đẹp vui vẻ. Jim nói đó là mấy sẽ có một cái career team đem mấy little pony hay mấy con bò hay cái gì đó để cho giảm cái anxiety và giảm cái hồi hộp của mấy em có khuyết tật. Cũng thêm nữa đó là trước khi mỗi em vào cái tàu đây thì Jim roll out the red carpet, là có nhạc, có đủ thứ, có rất nhiều người cheer on mỗi em được announce cái tên của em được trước khi vô, có nhiều nhạc, có rất nhiều người giúp. Mấy cái trung tâm, mấy cái trip đây á, là miễn phí hết, không có tốn gì hết. Mỗi em được một cái t-shirt, mỗi em được cái kinh nghiệm đây, ăn uống, bất cứ gì Jim làm trên Fish for Life cũng là miễn phí. Julie thấy là rất là very impressed by all the work. Jim, you know, I'm trying my best to kind of just showcase it, but I was basically able to say that each kid gets to be celebrated even before the trip begins.
Oh, you bet. No.
And I love that you name each child and recognize each child.
And each chaperone.
And each chaperone. Because, you know, a lot of times we as parents or as caregivers, we feel kind of invisible. Sometimes even the siblings of these children with autism, they feel invisible because they're also sometimes caregivers. But I think what I, as a therapist, always want and always wish for every child is to feel seen and feel heard. And you ensure that trip that is what it is. You know, so I think what you do, you're a healer. You're giving people an opportunity to kind of address, you know, their loneliness. And you're doing it in such a meaningful way. You're not, again, helping the kids, but the chaperone, the volunteers, the crew, and also yourself. I think this is a pretty selfish trip.
You bet. Enjoy too. I've talked to so many parents that have not, it's their first time,
Yes.
they've not even considered going fishing just due to the conditions of their child. You know, they could be a wheelchair or low function or what have you. And we're showing them, hey, I mean, we're bringing dignity, inclusion, and new possibilities to special needs kids and their families.
Inclusion,
and new possibilities, you know, and the model just works. So now let
I'm
me.
I'm hoping that after the show today that you'll have new families come on.
Absolutely,
because I know that there's not a lot
absolutely.
of spots on the boat all the time, Jim, and it's hard to select the family. And you know, I hope that more minority families who never thought that this was an option, that now that we're being introduced, that they can say, wow,
Yeah.
I can do this. Or
Yeah,
that, you know,
no.
instead of focusing about the fears and all the things that can go wrong.
Yeah, and Julie, in our world, there are no minorities. They're all majorities.
Ah.
They're all welcome. Any condition, any walk of life, anybody, you know. And I'll give the dates, too, of upcoming trips this summer, okay? But anyhow, I wanted to also share, we just left the harbor, okay, on the trip.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is what else we do. So we'll stop at...
So after all the kids get greeted.
They get greeted, they come on board, we get escorted out of the harbor, and then we'll stop at the first buoy, and we'll have marine biologists explain the difference and educate them. The difference between seals, sea lions. If whales or dolphins are out there, we'll go out there and educate them on them as well.
Wow.
We're flying kites off the stern, you know, with a fishing pole. Kids are serving appetizers. We go around the bend. We don't go far. We're just off Salt Creek, you know. We anchor and we start fishing. And then we entertain them. I mean, we fish. Every child and chaperone gets a fishing team leader, an avid angler to help teach them and help for every need throughout the day. So if mom's thinking or dad's thinking, I don't know how to fish, don't worry about it. We got you covered, okay? And then they can have their fish filleted, you know, take it home with them. It's their choice, you know.
Okay.
And then we have a lot of entertainment. Probably the highlight. And I don't want to give away all the things that we do to leave some as surprises for anybody that comes on board, okay? But the big thing is we'll do a line dance around the boat. You know, kids holding each other's shoulders.
Like just a big party, Jim.
It is. It's a fishing party. The kids go around the boat, you know, with this line dance 3 times. They end up on the stern where we'll teach them the Fish for Life dance. And that's just fish for life. Hoo! They can all do it, even kids in wheelchairs. And then, but we're getting their attention while a buddy comes around the bow with a private boat and he drops off 2 divers that go under our boat and then a mermaid. And we stage that. It'd be like, where'd you come from? You know, for the kids that still believe in Santa Claus, you know. It'd be like, oh, I was just going up to Newport, wanted to say hi, you know. And then the divers pop up and it's like, where'd you come from? Oh, we saw this beautiful mermaid. So they do their skit, you know. And then, you know, we'll say, hey, will you go back to the harbor so the kids can get pictures? You know, you bet. And then we yell out to our buddy like we don't know him. Hey, buddy, will you give her a ride so she don't have to swim all the way? You know? Off they go, okay? And then when we're all done, then we start heading back to the dock. And we'll have the fishing team leaders get up and one at a time present a medallion like this to their kids and honor them, okay? And give the child then an opportunity to express themselves and say a few words, you know. And today we're gonna honor you, Julie.
You're right.
There you go.
You just disappeared on screen there.
Okay. And so we're gonna honor you today. Okay.
Okay.
So anyhow, but the fishing team leaders then honor their child, and then as we're coming into the harbor, then we'll say, "Oh my gosh, we got a problem. A pirate tied up the mermaid. So we need your help." You know, pirates, they don't really like getting wet.
Right.
So then we pass out water guns to all the kids filled with fresh
water. So this is
water.
very interactive, Jim.
Oh, very much
you know,
so.
It sounds like when you use the word production, you weren't kidding.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole show.
You bet.
You know, so I think what I'm seeing that what you're sharing with us is Fish for Life is not just a nonprofit organization that takes kids out for fishing, but you're really truly making them enjoy a great, amazing day, to enjoy theatrics and music and celebration and dance. I mean, it's just so many things rolled up in one.
Yeah.
But you know, what I would tell you, Jim, is that to me, when I hear you telling me about this production, I'm like, what a genius. Because there's so many little things and details that you put in there.
And Julie, it's not all me. I mean, you know, I can't tell you how many ideas he's given me, but then our volunteers, and we're like little kids, be like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did this or we did that? And it's a collective effort.
But you know, that's what it is, that, you know, like you and I always talk about, we're a spoke in this wheel, that we're a team. But you know, in any team, Jim, and I know it's hard for us as leaders, there has to be a very strong leader, a leader that
makes sure that we stay together and continue to move forward together.
You bet.
So I just want to make sure I also recognize you. And I know you have a hard time taking credit, but it's not taking credit, but just recognizing that I am a spoke in this wheel, and that, but we together ensure that continue to work together. So I'm going to try to recap this, Jim, to make sure that the audience know that, you know, what you do and the message that you're reminding everybody is that there are no minorities. Everyone is a majority, right? And that everybody needs to be celebrated. So after the commercial break, we'll definitely tell the community a lot more about how to get in touch with you, what the calendar looks like. Sure. So thank you again, Jim, for sharing all the details. Well, not all, but some of the crucial details.
Okay.
After the commercial break, we're going to continue to talk to Jim Holden, the president and the founder of Fish for Life. Julie cảm ơn quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV. Sau vòng quảng cáo, chúng tôi sẽ tiếp tục nói chuyện với Jim Holden and hiểu thêm làm sao mình được register and ghi danh cho cái chương trình của Fish for Life cho gia đình của mình. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV.
Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome back to the OC and Health and Education Show on Little Saigon TV. I'm your host, Julie Yip. Today on our show, we have Jim Holden, who's been able to share so many amazing details, but still withholding some great secrets and surprises for the family about the trip for Fish for Life. He talked about the great celebration even before the children get onto the boat. But when the experience on the boat, he's sharing with us all these amazing things. In addition to a fishing trip, it's a theatrical show, it's a dance party, it's a food party, it's a festival, it's a celebration, and also reminding us that, you know, we want to celebrate each and every individual. And as Jim said, there are no minorities. There are only majorities, that everyone to him is very important. And I definitely see that in my interactions with him, with my family. Julie cảm ơn quý vị. Hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với Jim Holden. Jim Holden là một người CEO and founder of Fish for Life. Fish for Life là một trung tâm phi lợi nhuận giúp cho em bị tự kỷ, mà không phải là mấy em bị tự kỷ, mà mấy các em có khuyết tật, bị Down syndrome, bị cerebral palsy, bị điếc, bị mù, bị gì đủ thứ hết. Mà không phải chú ý về mấy em không, mà chú ý về cái caregiver, cái người mẹ, cái người cha, cái người mà chăm sóc cho mấy em đây. Tại Jim thấy rất là nhiều lúc á, mình chỉ chú ý về em không, mình quên cái người mà chú ý về mấy cái người take care of em. So Jim, I think, you know, for you, I really love that, you know, when I said, oh, they say the names of each individual kid, you're like, and their caregiver. You know, because when I was there, I heard my son's name, but I didn't hear my name because my focus as a mom is always about my child. And I didn't even know you were celebrating us, you know. And I think that's one thing about it is that, you know, sometimes people like you remind us that there are these beauties and all these celebrations, but sometimes we don't hear them or we don't see them, you know. And having a trip like Fish for Life, making sure that it's free, making sure it's accessible and it's inclusive. I know that's very important to you, but having a crew, I just want to say, you know, hands down, my experience with my family was amazing. I shared with you yesterday in our conversation that, you know, my husband tells my son, oh, he used to go fishing when he was young. He caught all these big fish. And, you know, his experience with his son was every time they went to the beach, they never catch anything at the pier. So my son's conclusion was there are no longer any fish in the ocean, Jim. So what's your answer to my son, Eric?
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty of fish. You just need to know how to catch them. Oh. And we'll teach them.
Yeah. But thank you again for, you know, having that crew available to serve the community and, you know, in your words, to serve God.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's what it's all about, you know, and the common denominator, everybody coming together is all for the run, you know, same reason. Love.
Now, how does someone learn more about the organization, but more importantly, Jim?
So,
how does someone help you continue to do the great work you do in the community?
Okay. Well, twofold. First, we have 3 remaining trips in Dana Point this year, Sunday, July 10th, Sunday, August 7th, and Saturday, September 17th. You can go on our website, www.fishforlife.org, and go to the Western region and just sign your child up. first come, first serve, and they are going quick. And if we can't get you aboard a trip this year, we'll get you aboard next year. We will get you aboard eventually. And if we have any cancellations, you know,
Right.
so that's that. As well as volunteer opportunities. If you care to, hey, if you want to volunteer and come aboard, same thing. Just go on and register under the volunteer tab.
So
And
one
then
more
as far
time,
as-
what's the website?
It's www.fish4FOR. If you put the number 4, you go to Florida.
Okay.
So fish4FORlife.org. Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Jim, for sharing that.
You bet. And then, hey, as far as supporting the cause, you know, you can make donations online via Venmo or Give Some. It's like a PayPal or send a check. And then we're really looking for like foundations to get involved with, you know, for and then also companies. CSR, corporate social responsibility, is huge out there, and so many good companies want to support a community outreach.
Right.
We've had Hyundai, we've had Quest that Dell bought, you know, and other companies pay for trips. And then in that case, if they have a big enough campus, no problem finding enough employees within their company that have a special needs child. And then staff the boat with volunteers from the company. It's an incredible bonding thing for the company. But more than anything, it's an outreach, you know, and helping out a noble cause, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to remind everybody how to get a hold of you. Nếu quý vị thấy đó là muốn hiểu thêm về chương trình của Fish for Life, một lần nữa là fishforlife.org. And then cũng có 3 cái trip vẫn còn trong năm đây. Đó là tháng 7 ngày 10, tháng 8 ngày 7 với tháng 9 ngày 17. Mấy cái trip đây á, là chỉ và first come first serve. Chừng nào mình lên website, chừng nào năm đây book hết rồi á, thì có thể năm tới mình sẽ cũng có một cái câu hỏi cho gia đình. Jim nói đó là mấy cái chương trình đây là miễn phí hết, but cũng là tốn kém rất nhiều. Tại giống như Julie đi scuba diving ra một cái trip là cũng mấy trăm đồng một mình, đó là một người thôi. Mà thì Julie biết là chừng nào mình muốn giúp Jim, giúp mấy em tự kỷ, giúp mấy người volunteer có được có cơ hội làm được cái experience đây, thì quý vị nên lên website donate, chừng nào có cái corporate donation để cho vẫn tiếp tục mỗi lần cái non-profit mà cái trung tâm phi lợi nhuận giúp cộng đồng á, thì nên lên website một lần nữa, đó là www.fishforlife.org. Is it .org or .com?
.org.
.org. Yeah. Okay.
And then we're also, as far as expansion plans, you know, we've got the East Coast.
Yes.
We've got the West Coast. It can be anywhere in the world.
Oh.
So I'm also looking
for new partners.
Yeah, I'm looking for like chapter presidents. It can be any ocean port in the world. But it's just a long vetting process. First,
Right.
number one, got to make sure they're doing it for all the right reasons.
Yes.
And then beyond that they've got the skill set to do everything, to organize trips, and then to fundraise and support their local chapter.
Right.
You know? So it can be, I mean, anywhere. We're doing it in the U.S., but I mean, it could be in Vietnam. It could be anywhere, you know?
As long as we have someone willing to take that lead in
Yeah,
that charge.
so if someone is at their time of life where like, all right, I want to open a chapter. This is a good fit for me, you know.
Is there, can they contact you via internet?
Just contact us. My information's on the website.
Okay.
They can just reach out, you know.
Is that best by email or phone? What is best
email.
for you?
My phone's listed, email.
You want to share that with the audience, if that's okay?
Sure, yeah. My email is just jim@fish4life.org.
Okay, that's easy to remember.
You bet. You
Okay.
bet. Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for making an effort to reach out and to create more chapters and partners throughout the world, because, you know, not just in the U.S. that they need help. You know, there's children with disabilities all over the world, and they may not have those same opportunities. So thank you so much for willing to mentor and to create more chapters and, give more kids the opportunity.
You bet.
Nếu quý vị muốn giúp Jim create new chapters around the world, thì mình cũng nên lên website and có cái email của Jim là jim@fishforlife.org. Jim nói đó là hiện tại Jim làm cái chapter ở Orange County, mà cũng có một cái East Coast là ở Jersey, trong tương lai San Francisco, và trong tương lai nữa đó là Hawaii. Mà chừng nào quý vị thấy đó là chừng nào quý vị ở trong nước khác, có gia đình nào muốn giúp thì cũng có nên liên lạc Jim để cho create cái chapter mới để cho giúp nhiều em trong thế giới luôn. Jim, before we close, is there one message that you want to say directly to the kids that are watching or the parents that are watching, the audience of Little Saigon TV?
You bet. We love you. We love you.
Simply.
All right. As simple as that, you know. The parents, we see what you're doing, the dedication to your kids. We love you for that, you know. And then the kids, again, oh man, I wish we had a 1,000-foot boat. Okay. But sign up, we'll get your child aboard, okay? And it'll be an experience of a lifetime.
You know, I definitely feel the love when I was on your boat, you know, and the care and the attention. You have such an amazing crew, a loving crew, a very kind crew, a very patient crew. So I wish you all the best in all that you do.
You bet.
And your continued effort to serve.
And Julie, likewise for you. Look what you're doing. Look at all the cool, noble causes that you bring on this show. You're amazing.
Oh,
and
thank you so much.
I so appreciate you.
You know, because I see the show as an opportunity to share with our community all our great friendships and all our great interactions and the messages that we need to remind our community to stay healthy, to love one another, and to continue to work together. And like you mentioned, like I want to close the show with reminding everybody that we are just a spoke in the wheel, but a very essential and crucial spoke in the wheel, so we can all move forward together. Julie cảm ơn quý vị hôm nay đã theo dõi chương trình Kiến thức y khoa, gia đình và xã hội. Hôm nay Julie nói chuyện với Jim Holden, một cái người president and founder of Fish for Life, một cái trung tâm phi lợi nhuận. Mà Julie muốn nhấn mạnh á, là cái trung tâm đây là không phải là chú ý về mấy em bị khuyết tật không, mà cũng giúp mọi người caregiver. Hay chừng nào quý vị muốn volunteer, mình thấy là sometimes bây giờ mình cái căng thẳng quá, mình muốn có cái công việc gì nó có ý nghĩa hơn thì nên liên lạc Jim, đó là fishforlife.org, email jim@fishforlife.org. Julie cảm ơn quý vị đã theo dõi chương trình Kiến thức y khoa, gia đình và xã hội. Và hẹn gặp lại tuần tới. Cảm ơn quý vị khán giả của Little Saigon TV.